Hello once again. And who doesn't know me? I'm Pranos from Teltonika marketing team. Actually, it was a while since my last webinar, and I'm really happy to be back in presenter seat. And today I'm not alone. Here with me is Thomas Mikolaitis, our product owner of Professional Product Group. Hi, Thomas.
Hello, everyone. Nice to join. Also, the webinars after long not being here.
Great. And it's not a secret that today we will dive deeper into our dual modem device portfolio. And as always, please place your questions in Q&A section. They will be answered after the webinar. So let's do not waste the time and start our journey. So modem is a crucial component in the router. It is essential for connecting a router to an internet service provider, handling signal modulation, WAN connectivity, and maintaining a stable internet link. Without it, router would be no way to access the internet. And many people assume that having dual SIM means a device has dual modems, but that's not always true. Dual SIM device shares a single modem and can only use one SIM at a time. True dual modem setups have two independent modems, allowing for simultaneous high-speed data and call connections on both SIMs. And devices with dual modems offer several advantages over single modem dual SIM devices, especially in terms of connectivity, speed, and reliability. Each modem can connect to a different mobile network at the same time, ensuring continuous connectivity. Dual modems allow real-time traffic distribution across two independent connections. If one network fails, the second modem instantly takes over almost without interruptions. And previous, we had two dual modem devices in our portfolio. It was RUTX12 and RUTM52. And RUTX12 was the first dual modem in our portfolio, and it was launched back in 2020. And back in the day, this device had outstanding performance, combining two LTE Cat 6 modems, and it opened doors to new application scenarios and sales opportunities. RUTX12 won project and was used in ferries working in Bosphorus Strait. Thanks to custom software in combination with RUTX12, router ensured consistent network connectivity for ferry equipment and passengers, regardless of their distance from the shore. Also, RUTX12 opened new possibilities for video streaming. Two different cellular internet sources supported by RUTX12 was bonded with the help of bonding intelligence to create robust connectivity and high throughput for transmitting large amounts of data so needed for video streaming. And dual modem device can totally separate public and private networks, providing them from different cellular WANs. And this feature could be very useful in retail and enterprise use cases to create secure and reliable Wi-Fi networks. And RUTX12 even brought Teltonika in F1 racing world. Our devices are used in pop-up shops for F1 merch. And why this device was used? Reason is simple, due to network resilience thanks to dual modem feature. And with dual modem comes additional features such as mobile load balancing. In this case, load balancing is used to efficiently distribute the resources of multiple internet service providers on one device among many clients and connections. Load balancing increases effectiveness of network resources usage and improves stability. And load balancing should be used if you want to support multiple devices user efficiently. You need automatic failover. You don't need a higher single connection speed, but want smoother performance. Thomas, do you have something to add in this case?
Oh, I think you perfectly explained the idea of load balancing and how in most cases we don't need to have one big pipe. We need to have a lot of small pipes which are capable to push, through the capabilities of our dual modem devices.
Yeah, that's true. So another feature is mobile interface bonding. And Bonding is used where having the max speed for a single connection is required, for example, video streaming. Bonding combines multiple internet connections into a single, faster connection. Instead of simply distributing traffic like a load balancing, bonding splits and merges data packets across multiple networks. However, bonding cannot be done only by our router. You also need bonding service supplier. So bonding could be used if you want to increase the total speed of a single connection, for example, faster download or upload of the files. You work with real-time applications, for example, live streaming, cloud services, etc. And if you need seamless failover without losing the connection. And beside RUTX12 dual modem device, we have also one new 5G dual modem device, RUTM52. And RUTM52 brought not only dual 5G lightning fast performance, but also eSIM functionality for ultra reliable and flexible connectivity. RUTM52 combines a winning formula because ultra fast cellular 5G connectivity, dual SIM, and dual eSIM with up to 7 different profiles each. RUTM52 is also backwards compatible to 4G Cat 20 and 3G networks, and this device has 5 gigabit Ethernet ports and is powered by our well-known root OS with full industrial potential. And one of the use cases which can perfectly illustrate RUTM52 application is connectivity lifeline for first responders. Emergency teams operate not only in bustling cities but also in remote areas where unreliable connectivity can disrupt the timely flow of critical data. And with dual 5G modems and automatic dual SIM and eSIM switchover, the Root M52 5G router ensures steady connectivity even in low coverage zones. And load balancing supports connectivity needs of multiple devices, maintaining stable connections for essential equipment without overloading the network. Another one is live event streaming. RUTM52 helps ensuring uninterrupted high-speed internet is essential for seamless live broadcasts that engage viewers in real time. RUTM52 dual 5G router delivers low latency, high-speed connectivity with load balancing, ideal for the high demand of live streaming. Instant failover via dual SIM and eSIM ensures continuous streaming, while Wi-Fi 5 and gigabit Ethernet ports enable a flexible and robust setup. And speaking in general, RUTM52 perfectly fits in cases where ultra-fast and resilient connectivity is a must, such as healthcare, because there is no acceptable downtime in this case. Also, RUTM52 can make sure that there will be no downtime in your office. It will make sure that first responder teams will have fluent communication, and it will make sure that your video stream will be stable and without any interruptions. In fact, we recently have introduced one more dual modem device, and it's RUTM56. RUTM56 is a unique router combining 5G and 4G Cat 4 modems, providing fallback to 3G and 2G networks. This router is equipped with 2 physical and 2 eSIMs and provides plug-and-play connectivity. This router has asymmetric architecture with 2 modems. One of them is supporting 5G, 4G, Cat 9, and 3G connectivity. And second one supports 4G Cat 4, 3G, and 2G connectivity. And why so? Thomas will explain.
Yeah, thank you. So the motivation and the key problem when or why this router was introduced, and of course you might have a question why you have such a asymmetric device solution, is simple. Currently, we haven't found the 5G cellular modem which can go and support 2G communication technology. resulting that in cases, in those mission critical cases where full coverage from 5G to 2G technologies is required, users must use devices like X50 with an extra 2G dongles to, and of course, have two SIMs and, make a lot of complications on themselves. That's, not an easy solution. We took, those two SIM parts as advantage for ourselves. We already had X12 and M52 routers, which will plus greatly reminded you we have in our portfolio, and introducing this device, which can simultaneously have two working modems. And the modes these two modems can work are various. We can have hot failover. So when one modem dies, another can take place. Or let's say we are in bad coverage zone and we can achieve those 2G communications. Of course, those two modems can work simultaneously, achieve some kind of bonding if required. Or with load balancing capabilities, we can have a hybrid connectivity with selective communication, which data must go through which type of connection, ensuring coverage even in the most challenging conditions. And of course, what is the most important part to address is that each of this modem, as Pranas mentioned before, has its own eSIM, enabling our partners to reach maximum flexibility when managing connectivity costs. Of course, this device was created in the first place with ultra high reliability in mind. And, I sometimes can see, that some people can say 2G, it's sunset, it's already gone. But what's important to mention is that while 2G dates and started, around 1990s, and now in 2025, it's almost 35 years old, it still has numerous advantages in the countries where it is live. First of all, the long span of 2G brings enormous global population coverage, meaning that for all this year, we have almost 99% of people who can connect to this kind of technology. Second, since 2G was, again, old, it uses relatively low frequency carriers, which again helps with signal penetration, ensuring communication in those challenging conditions, in mountainous areas, in maybe underground situations where we need to penetrate the signal the most. Also, this is a very cost-effective solution for the users and mobile operators. We already have the infrastructure, which is already built in and maintained for the 5 years. Technology is well known, and cellular part is sorted out for this type of communication. And of course, lastly, while everyone is speaking about 5G or even 6G sometimes, 2G is still here and number of devices relies on this type of communication. While some regions already switch off and phased out 2G, reports show that, for example, in Europe, in some countries, is still running and will continue operations at least until 2030s or even longer, depending on the situation and, of course, transition to newer technologies. So this technology is here to stay. And to prove my words, we looked into data from OpenSignal, and what we can see that depending on country, for every 100 hours of cellular connectivity, from 2 to 5 of those, internet access are still achieved over 2G communication. Or just put in other words, if we don't have 2G already, or again, if 2G would be shut down at the moment, part of our IoT solutions would not communicate for 2 to 5 hours, through a week. So this is important thing to understand that 2G is still here and it brings all the advantages of ultra high reliability. And of course, for such device, the demand is here. 2G to 5G connectivity is here. The idea for such asymmetric type communication device was brought by you, our partners, that we need to have for ultra reliable cases, go through all spectrum of communication. The current solutions, first of all, are modular, as mentioned before. We have to combine something like X50 with TRM240 or take up some kind of boards where we have to put two different type of modems, which we have when then user have to manage and control and write software themselves. Root M56 is all-in-one device, bringing first of all reliability, reducing unnecessary complexity, reducing costs because again this is all-in-one device, and ensuring and bringing resilient and simple to manage communication for every single day. Lastly, of course, we have to understand that this asymmetric approach in connectivity will not be for everyone. This is some sort of niche solution. However, what we see that the demand is here and requirements are here. So we are giving all-in-one device to cover those holes in the existing market for solution which can provide reliable connectivity even in most demanding cases. And of course, to understand what are those type of solutions are, Pranas will guide you through use cases we've seen ourselves.
Thank you, Thomas, for explanation why we created a device like this. And also, I would like to remind for our attendees that you can place your questions in Q&A section, and we will answer them after this webinar. So, getting back to the use cases, I would like to tell what are the main of them of Root M56, and the first one is first responders. In emergency situations, reliable communication is a must. The Root M56 cellular router can be deployed in mobile command centers or vehicles to provide a resilient communication network for the first responders. Its 5G connectivity enables high bandwidth applications like video streaming for situational awareness, while its fallback to 4G, 3G, or even 2G ensure that communication remains available even when 5G coverage is limited or compromised. This ensures that emergency service can coordinate effectively, access critical data, and maintain communication with remote teams even in the most challenging conditions. Another one is marine environment, because this marine environment has unique connectivity challenges. Cellular internet access near the coast can be highly variable. Coverage and speeds differ significantly. Vessels might have high-speed 5G one moment and then be limited to 2G the next. The Root M56 is engineered to address these dynamic conditions. It provides the reliable connectivity essential for a range of marine applications, and this includes supporting seamless communication and data transfer for efficient port operations. It also enables reliable data transmissions for surveillance, monitoring, and communication. Moreover, it provides robust connectivity for passengers and crew on leisure crafts, enhancing navigation, communication, and onboard entertainment. One more case is modern agriculture. And agriculture these days is increasingly reliant on smart devices and sensors to optimize farm management. These tools require reliable internet connectivity for function effectively. However, agriculture settings often endure connectivity challenges. 5G availability isn't guaranteed, and overall internet access can be limited or inconsistent. The RUTM56 Dual Modem router provides a robust solution to meet these demanding connectivity needs. It supports the connection of sensors and smart farming equipment for efficient data collection and monitoring. Uh, Additionally, it functions as a reliable backup internet connection in countryside areas where primary connectivity is limited. And by ensuring that farming operations remain connected even in remote locations, the Route M56 helps to maintain productivity and efficiency. And lastly, infrastructure in remote areas often got challenges related with reliable connectivity. For example, ski resorts are one of them, and ski resorts operate in harsh, remote, and high altitude environments where connectivity is crucial for safety, operations, and guest experience. And modern infrastructure consists of number of automated equipment which needs reliable network connectivity. Even 4G, 5G is expanding, but 2G remains essential in mountain areas due its coverage in remote locations.
Yes. So without the support of, two modems, as I speak before, for 5G and 2G, Root M56, RTM56 carries all the benefits of the predecessors, M51, M52, X12, X50, meaning that, we are giving all the features you already like in our professional type of devices. SIM and eSIM support with all the management capabilities in RootOS, 1 gigabit ports, which give we are giving you a full configuration flexibility, achieving multi-band support or other authentication options. Of course, Wi-Fi 5 communication for those when requires speed or again reliability, location tracking, as mentioned before, first responders, maritime, agriculture, giving precise location for equipment with M56 installed on board. Of course, wide power range and rugged aluminum casing design ensuring that device can withstand harsh environments or even being dropped on the ground and still provide connectivity in your cases. So N56 is built for those cases when we want to ensure high reliable communication.
And also, we have to mention one very important thing about this device. We provide all needed accessories with this device. So it's truly plug and play device. When you bought it, you can start using immediately. And as far as we know, on the market, there's a sometimes different approach for devices like this. When you buy just a metal box and you have to build fully working solution by your own by acquiring the modems and other components separately, but our device comes fully prepared to be used straight out of the box. And I believe there was everything that we wanted to share with you today. So now let's overview your questions. You still have time to place them in Q&A section. And the first of them is from Christian. And can the eSIM used for both modems or has to be swapped or assigned to one of the modems? Uh, Only one eSIM, so using both modems has to be at least one physical SIM. Is that correct?
Essentially, each mode, unfortunately, since we're using two modems, it's not, easy way how to achieve a single SIM usage per both modems. For example, if you want to have dual mode connectivity, you will still need to have uh, uh, two SIMs installed, eSIM or 12F SIM cards for factor. So in this case, same situation is with eSIMs. You need to have, if you want to have both modems running, you need to have two eSIMs available. Of course, because you have connectivity with one SIM, with one modem, you can have that control with swapping eSIMs between the modem, swapping profile between each modem. This is a capability, of course, exists in a router with SIM profile management. But essentially, you need SIM per modem to achieve maximum capabilities of this RUTM56.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. Another question. It's more in general from Tom. How mobile phone makers are making devices which compatible from 5G to 2G, but using with only one SIM?
Again, tough question to answer. I haven't personally analyzed these capabilities. Uh, Most likely, phone market is a bit different. It's huge, and and the requirements are big. My best guess would be they either have a possibility to get a custom modems, which hosts all the capabilities, which are can be relatively easy to achieve when you have a capacity of millions devices per year. My best guess would be that we having that part. Uh, and since we have one connection, we go in that direction. Of course, this also can be some fancy uh, SIM swapping, between different maybe modems internally, to achieve this communication or something else. So it's hard to tell without, taking a specific phone and getting it out to understand how it works inside out.
Thank you, Thomas. And I see one more question in the chat window from John. Do you offer a device management solution which is on-premise for utility customers who don't accept cloud-based device management?
Yes, so our RMS platform for managing of devices can be installed in on-premise solution. So if you want to move in that direction, feel free to contact our sales team, and they will guide you, through the process and of course all the requirements or what must be done and what are required to achieve, to have your own RMS version running as mentioned, a utility company, local server, ensuring that it's cut off at the cloud and it's only an internal utility company network.
Thank you once again. And as always, do not hesitate to contact us, contact our sales team whenever you have questions about our devices, about troubleshootings, etc. Please follow us on social media and subscribe to our newsletter to get all the news in the first line. So thank you all for your attendance. So I see one more question. Hello, which modem is recommended for Switzerland for rescue services in the mountains and valleys with a little of or poor reception?
Yes, I know that Switzerland is one of those different countries in Europe which, if I remember correctly, already phased out 2G. So in this case, we have to talk about the modems which, might have low frequencies. For example, we might have in our portfolio we have TRB 256 gateway, which has the 450 megahertz B-Fetter1 band LTE. So maybe this can be case in your situation where you need that, high penetration. Of course, the operator must support this B31 band, but if this is the case, it can be a solution, in those again situations where 2G cannot be achieved. So we can look in that direction. So feel free, to check about the possibilities with this band support.
Thank you, Thomas. It was a really great opportunity to have you here as a product owner in this webinar. So all these questions was, I believe, answered fully. So once again, thank you all for the attendance. And whenever you have questions or need for our devices, please contact our sales team. So hope to see you all soon.
Yeah. Thank you for joining here. Have a nice day. Bye, everyone.